think that the brain scan thing could be like he's hoping, oh, maybe I'll go home in 30 years, 40 years, something crazy like that? Or
I think he's trying to get out of the death penalty.
I think it depends on who's in his ear telling him what, because I think he don't know nothing.
yeah, you're probably right.
You know, and so there's either an old school who thinks he knows everything, who's in his ear in that jail, or there's a public defender or a lawyer, whatever, who's in his ear and has made him think that. But it's one of them two things, because he himself, he don't know nothing, you know.
And you know as well as I know, bro. I don't know if you've been on a floor where they've had charges of serious nature. When I was in the county jail, I received a lot of disciplinary reports. Throughout my 2 years in the county jail, I spent most people spend 3 to 9 months in the county jail. I spent 2 years in the county jail.
Me too. I received 2 years.
Exactly. So I received a lot of disciplinary reports. And if you receive a lot of disciplinary reports, your custody level goes up and you go up there with the big boys, the killers, right? So I spent a year on the floor with killers, stone cold killers. And you know as well as I know, on those floors, there is always a floor lawyer. And when I say floor lawyer, it's somebody who lives on that dorm, who is currently fighting their case just like you, who is the jailhouse lawyer of the dorm. They will sit down with you for a Twinkie, for a fucking Twinkie, and they will write up the meanest motion for you.
And they always want to clean the showers too.
They always want to clean the damn shower.
It's the same. It's the same old school. Yeah, no, listen. Yeah, no, yeah. I'm telling you, it's somebody in his ear who mops up them floors and comes by his cell. Hey, what's up? What's up, homeboy? What's up, partner? Wow, you know, oh man. Yeah, you called that girl. Oh, he's telling him everything to do, and then his dumb ass, he don't even know how to do it, but he just listened to him. Then he goes down there and tries to do it, and he don't even do it the right way.
No, half of them don't know what they're doing. Honestly, I've seen motions writ up, and then the motions come back for improperly wrote, and you know what I mean, like all type of bullshit. You can't. But at the end of the day, like you have people in there that are indigent and don't have money, and that's their last hope, or that's their only hope. They can't rely on their public defender. You know what I mean? So their hope is somebody on the inside in their ear.
Let me bring something else to you. See, I like being able to talk to you about this because I know it's like this, man. We know there's certain type of inmates who do certain type of things, man. And this guy, this goes back to like, okay, maybe he did want to, death penalty, all that. Maybe he didn't want to live and he want to do that himself. I don't care if everybody else on the internet lost interest in him after this sentencing on Tuesday. I want to know and keep up with what happens to him after this, because this is a guy who's been busted for busting out a window trying to escape. There's not many who try to escape. There are those.
So he has an attempted escape on his.
Oh yeah, he can't. Oh yeah, him and his cellmate done best out of one. And guess what? And then on top of that, they done coached the girl to bring in some contraband for him in a thing. And this man, listen, all the big risks he's taken. And what does that say? He knows he's cooked. He knows it's over with, and he's going for anything. And it's like, yeah, there's inmates who do that, but it ain't many. It's few and far between. And he's one of them inmates. He ain't the smartest. He ain't the toughest. He ain't built like that. But this man, he
got nothing to lose.
He'll do some wild stuff. So he might. I don't know.
He might boot up. He's like you said, bro. He's 6'4", bro. He might boot up. He might.
Listen, that man, his brain might crack after that sentence, and I don't know, or he might handle that himself, like he said, he might do that too. And it's like there's a certain kind of inmate who does that as well. And,
like I said, let's go back to the fact that he's not a chomo. So you know what I mean? He's accused of killing 2 women. That is not, and this is just being honest.
As much as people hate to hear
it, that is not frowned upon.
It's not
inside gang culture in prison. That is not frowned upon. So
grown women, it's not.
It's not. If he goes to a camp in the state of Florida, and the unforgiving step to him and is like, you need to tighten up. You got that swastika on your face. Tighten me up. And if he gets in there and he fucking handles business with 3 or 4 of them, you better believe that one of the heads are going to step to him and say, we're probating you. We're going to put you as probate for unforgiveness.
And that could be as easy. He may not even have to handle him if he can handle the whooping.
Yeah.
And not scream. And don't even scream. Just take it.
If they tell him
and keep
to cover
pushing,
up his tattoo,
they might be like, okay, we might can get you right. You know, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. If they tell him to cover up that tattoo and he fights about that shit and paints about 3 or 4 of them white boys, he's 6 foot. He's not a small dude.
He's not.
If he paints 3 or 4 of them, you better believe the head's going to step in and be like, yo, what's going on behind this?
Right.
And they're going to say, oh, well, he has a Swazi and he killed 2 women. Okay, so did Charles Manson.
Well, and I always think, I mean, this ain't going to be every time, but like as a general rule of thumb, I feel like the more dangerous man is whoever's got the most time and the least to lose. And it's not even about physical ability and physical, like violence, like experience. Like, you could have a man who's built, he does 1,000 push-ups a day. He's jacked and he's got 3 months before he goes home. And then you got a man who's a string bean, but he's got a knife and he's never going home. Mm-hmm. Who's more dangerous?
Yeah,
you don't know.
That's a fact. And a lot of times in gangs, like I gang banged my whole time in Florida prison. You know what I mean? So that I was released twice. I've been to prison twice. I got an A/B06878 on my tag. You know what I mean? My shit says A, meaning I've been there twice. Right. I've seen people who've been there 9, 10 times, been to prison 9, 10 times, have like a fucking H letter on their tag. You know what I mean? But I've been there enough to know the ins and outs of gangs inside prison. And there is a possibility that he will go there and survive. There is a possibility that he will go there and join a gang and live out his life in a gang on the compound. There is a strong possibility of that, bro.
Is there any chance he already joined one?
No, not in the county jail.
So you think he just got the tattoos?
You can't get sanctioned from a county jail.
Is there a chance that even if it ain't about like becoming built like that or that mentality, is there a chance he could get brought in just because of his fame, the finances that might bring and how that might benefit the other members?
Yeah, if it's a 50-50, like Krupp said, it's a 50-50. If he goes in there on that attitude where he's painting shit and he's lining shit up, even if he loses. Even if he goes in there and fights 6 people and loses all 6 people, as long as he's willing to still fight, they're going to see that dog in him and they're going to want that. He, like I said, he's not a chomo as much.
What about his just like the amount of money he's pulling in? If they just bring him in and keep him untouched, then it's like, all right, break us off. Like, what about that?
It's a possibility.
Because this man's got 70 racks on the GoFundMe.
It's a possibility.
I mean, he's TikTok famous.
So yeah.
It's a possibility.
And them people, they're going to look at that and be like, okay, that's, we could do a lot of things with that,
It's how he carries himself is what's going to affect him.
Right.
So if he goes in there on his macho shit and just like, he doesn't even have to be on his macho shit. He doesn't have to be like, whoa, this way, that way.
He got to cooperate.
As long as he handles his business, if he goes in there and starts handling business, he's going to be good. Now, what you were saying about, people who have nothing to lose with life sentences. Like I said, I gangbanged my whole 10 years in Department of Corrections. And I've been in that position where we were going to go to war with another gang on the compound. And I am in a circle of homies. You know how it is. If they call a mandatory meeting, you have to be at that mandatory meeting. And I'm at that mandatory meeting with my knife. And every loc around me has a knife. And I've had locs pull me to the side. I had 3 months left. And I had locs with 39 years. Shout out to Twin. 39 years. Twin pulled me to the side and said, Pino, go back to the dorm.
Yeah. That's some real.
So Wellbutrin is what they call chain gang cocaine. So in any state institution, I don't know about, where you're from in South Carolina.
As long as you snort it, it's like coke.
Exactly. In Florida prisons, they call it chain gang cocaine. In the county jail, they call it chain gang cocaine. They get the Wellbutrins. They take the little coating off it, crush it up, and they snort it. And they get geeked like they're on fucking coke. And I don't know how it gets them geeked, but it gets them geeked like they're on fucking cocaine.
Yeah.
And there's also, other drugs that are over the counter. It all depends on what dorm he's in. It all depends on who he can access, because there can be people in the infirmary that are getting perk 5s.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He seems like the type that would probably be in them places. You know,
they do give narcotics in jails. If a doctor orders you to have a narcotic for some type of illness, whether it be cancer or whatever you have going on, they have narcotics. There are people in the infirmary. There is a wing with people where the nurse comes in with her med cart. They as you know, you've been to jail. They have the med cart. It's about chest high, has drawers all through it with locks on it. And the nurse pushes it in with the deputy, or the officer pushes it in. And this is the county jail I'm speaking about, not prison. Because in prison, you go to med call. Right. You know what I mean? They call it on the compound and you walk your ass there to take your pills. In jail, they come to you. The nurse comes to you, and the nurse has a narcotic drawer. You know what I mean? She has a drawer that's designated with a locked key that has narcotics in it.
He's probably got some crazy meds already.
Oh yeah, he's got Seroquel and all that good stuff.
Seroquel is a motherfucker.
He's got all that.
About Seroquel, bro. All right, so I was prescribed Seroquel. So I know what Seroquel does.
I've never slept for so long in my life, bro.
Seroquel is motherfucker, and especially all right. So Seroquel will knock you out. It'll put you right on your dick, right to fucking sleep. No pressure. You'll sleep through the night like a fucking baby. However, if you take this fucking Seroquel and you fight that sleep, you're gonna be fucked up.
You know, they used to make that lean, and they used to make that lean with that Seroquel. They put it in they get the Kool-Aid from the kitchen, put a couple Jolly Ranchers, then put some of them Seroquels, maybe a purple Barney in there, let it dissolve.
Or Thorazine. Yeah. Remember that? The Thorazine truffle, the shuffle truffle.
Oh, yeah, the shuffles. Yeah, the zombies. Yeah.
The zombies, bro. So there is a chance that he's drugged up. There is a chance. And like you said, his lawyer is pushing the brain scan for a mental illness. So there is a possibility right now that because we don't know, because there are what's the law called, medical law, where they don't disclose medical information?
Hippocratic Oath or something like that.
HIPAA Act. The HIPAA Act. 100%.
No, yeah, that's
Act. So there's the HIPAA Act in effect. So we don't know if this motherfucker is taking Thorazine or Tramadol or Risperdal or whatever the fuck kind of psychological drug that they're dosing him up with, but there is a good percent chance that he is on medication, because he's going for this doctor review. He's trying to get out of his death penalty. So me being me, if I'm trying to get out of a death penalty, automatically I'm writing a fucking request to see a psych doctor to get
they
put
probably
on
got him on lithium or something like that.
100%.
Well, you know, this dude's so like pressed for canteen and snack money. You know, the inmates in there, like who's the main inmates who's going to get them things? Anyone who's in there on high max or like in there for murder, they might go in there and just say, I have nightmares, you know, like about this or that, just to get that, because even if you ain't going to take it, you can sell it.
To be honest, every dorm has at least 10 to 15 people that are on psych meds.
Right. And if they don't take it, they'll sell it. And this dude's so hopped up for canteen money, he'll probably do it just to sell it. And somebody's coaching him and telling, oh, you're in here for what? Oh, you can get this, you can get that. And then,
100%,
pretend to swallow or just pocket it. You know what I mean? You know how it
probably
goes.
Got put on psych meds as soon as he got there.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand, dude, he's facing the rest of his life in prison, and he might want to sleep. There's people that go into jail that just want to sleep.
Sleep the whole time away.
Time away. So they go in and they tell the doctor, I'm fucked up in the head. I have nightmares. I fucking can't sleep. Please put me on something that helps me relax. And they'll fucking Thorazine. Let's start you out at 25 milligrams. and people like Wade, who sat in the county 5 years. You said how long?
Yep. 5 years. He's been in there. He's been in there since 2019.
So that is enough time to be put on some type of psychotropic medication and have the dosage up to the highest dosage.
I mean, honestly, he's got anything he wants. 5 years, like 2, you're a vet.
He's probably got a double mattress pass. Yeah. He's probably got
Neurotins. What about the Neurotins?
Neurotins, double mattress pass. He's probably got it all right now. You know what I mean? He's probably even on a kosher diet, and we don't know. You know what I mean? Man's probably claimed Jewish or Islam. You know what I mean?
He got the Ramadan trays, everything.
I did. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat with you. I am not gonna sit here and sugarcoat with you. When I went to the county jail, yes, I did my research. I
You're
did my
supposed
homework.
to.
I learned how to say the Fatiha. I learned how to say certain stuff in Arabic. And when they sent the imam out to see me, I played that role. I am Muslim, and I don't, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I'm gonna get a rug for the room.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I wanted better food. I was incarcerated, and
anybody who's been incarcerated should know. But the only people who offended haven't been incarcerated. Like y'all, that's just how it is.
Let me just explain. Kosher meals, incarceration, for the chat, for people that don't know, they're real food. It's real food. You get a pre-designed tray. It looks like a little fucking TV dinner. You know what I mean? And it's made kosher. It was blessed.
It's just better. It was better food,
bro. The mashed potatoes taste good. The fucking they have jambalaya in the pre-kosher packs. They have fucking kosher patties. They have fucking lasagna kosher. Bro, this is shit that you're not seeing on the menu, bro.
If you're Muslim, isn't it supposed to be halal food? Kosher is Jewish, I think.
So like I said, I went to see the imam and I played that role. And I don't give a fuck who don't like it. I played that role. I wanted good food. And I got good food. And my whole time in the county jail, I ate fucking kosher meals. They were little fucking TV dinners. And bro, people will pay you $5 plus their tray for that kosher meal.
And here's the thing,
their tray plus $5.
The culture and just the environment, the general perspective on that. No, people don't look down on that in jail. It's like if you can get it and get away with it, like good job.
Absolutely.
You know, like people don't have a problem with that. You know,
I sold my prayer rug. They gave me. I ain't scared to tell y'all. I keep y'all chat. Y'all know I keep it 100, bro.
All right.
I sold my prayer rug. I don't give a fuck. I sold that bitch as soon as I got it. I sold it $20. Let me get it.
Make the sale look nice.
Take this pretty little rug and do what you do with it. Put it to use. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. It's survival. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's in that county jail and he was surviving for 5 years. I have no doubt in my mind he had medication that he was able to cuff and make a couple dollars off of it. I have no doubt in my mind he's probably on a kosher meal. I have no doubt in my mind he probably has a soft shoe pass and he could wear whatever he wants. He probably went to the nurse and said he had spurs in his feet and got a soft shoe pass.
He got the bottom bunk pass, all that.
All that, bro. Listen, they're after doing so much time in the county jail, you learn the ins and outs, bro. For real. Like I've seen it. People will write the nurse and say, I need a soft shoe pass. I have spurs in my feet. And the reason being is because now once they issue a soft shoe pass, your people legally can come drop you off a pair of orthopedic shoes at the jail. So now you have some comfy loafers on your feet.
And then you go down to prison and people are ready to pay you $200 for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you're off to a good start. Your first day.
100%.
Yeah.
So
you're doing good. Your first day.
So will Wade survive when he hits the pen? I mean, it's a 50-50. Shout out to Krupp, and Krupp said it earlier in the chat. It's a 50-50 chance, bro. And I'm not. And when it comes to religion, let me just rephrase this again. I'm not disrespecting anybody. That was survival mode for me. It wasn't survival mode because I've seen people go into different kind of survival mode where they'll join an actual religious group just to survive. I didn't do that. I didn't run around with the Muslims and say I'm Muslim and this is that and that and the third and ask for protection from Muslims or whatever. Maybe the Muslim, because that's how Muslims work inside the chain gang. And everybody knows if you're Muslim in the chain gang, they're not going to let another Muslim get beat up or beat down without intervening. That's how they work. That's how the nature of Islam. That's how it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So as far as that, I didn't go and say to the dorm, hey, I'm Muslim. No, I fucking tricked the imam and got me a fucking kosher meal. Shit, damn, they was worth it, bro. There were nights where, bro, I shit you not, it was worth it, bro. There were nights where I gave my kosher meal away. Now, if you get caught doing this, you'll get taken off of a kosher meal. But there were nights where I had people locked in where a certain meal, like it might be jambalaya, and it's a TV dinner jambalaya, and it's good. And people will give you $5. They'll give you 3 soups, 2 bags of chips, and their dinner for that kosher tray. You can't beat that jumpsuit. I've been in the county for some years. I'm gonna smash that state tray, and I'm gonna go cook me a soup and a chip.
How many people? Like, what percentage of people are doing that? Is it like a lot of people or just a few?
A lot.
I feel like some people don't even have the initiative to try it, but then there's a lot of people also trying it, and then out of that, it's if you can make it, if you can pull it off, if you can get away with it, you get away with it, and nobody. That's not problematic. You know, that doesn't cause no issues. That's the move. You know, everybody wants to try that. Everybody wants to try to go for that. You know, but not everybody can make it happen. But it's kind of just like luck of the, you know.
I've seen people go for it and get denied. Like especially with going up for being Jewish. That's harder than being Muslim in the county jail. So if you're going to have a rabbi come out and see, because that's what they do, they send whatever your religion is like. So if you're Muslim and you go and say you're Muslim, you need koshers, they'll send an imam out to the jail to see you. That's what they're called, imams. So they'll send them out to see you, and they'll tell you, you know, they'll tell the staff whether or not you need kosher.
You got to study for them trays.
Yeah, I mean, you can become Muslim, you can't become Jewish.
Exactly. So with
that's
Jewish,
like the rabbi is going to come in there and be like, "Nah, your mom's Jewish or nah?"
Exactly. So with Jewish, I've seen a lot of people get denied with when it comes to the Jewish kosher trays, because they go in and they're like, yeah, I'm Jewish, and then the rabbi comes out and he's like, yo, what temple do you practice at?
We don't check your mom's.
We don't have your last name in the system. We don't, you know what I mean?
Hey, you got to read a couple chapters to get them trays.
You got to read a couple chapters.
You got to have a couple study sessions, but you'll get them. You might can.
For sure. And back to Wade Wilson, like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that he's souped up. He's ready. He spent 5 years in jail. Now, true enough, he's never been to prison, and nothing can actually prepare you for what prison is like. But the closest thing that can come to training you for what prison is like is the county jail.
Right.
100%. So the closest thing to prison is the county jail. You know what I mean? I don't know anything else that locks you up besides prisons and jails. So when you're in jail and you're in jail for 5 fucking years, you can guarantee he's had numerous people in and out of his life within those last 5 years who circulated through that jail. Some of them have been to prison multiple times. Some of them have probably 30 years and they're back on an appeal. But you can guarantee that somebody has been in his ear and souping him up on what it's like in prison. And as far as the UF thing goes with the swastika on his face, you can guarantee some white pride organization member went to Wade Wilson and told him what to expect and, you know, this, that, and the third. So will he stand on business when he goes to prison? We'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
Yeah. We will find out. 100%.
You gonna be watching Tuesday?
I'm definitely gonna be watching Tuesday, and I'm definitely gonna tune into your channel. And
do you know what time that starts?
I don't. The sentencing on Tuesday. Let me look it up.
I think it's 2. I think the sentencing is at 2, and I think they're doing. They're talking about the results of the brain scan maybe like 8 in the morning. If I don't know.
On June 25th, the jury in the trial recommended.
Let's see if the chat knows. They probably know.
Yep, 2 p.m.
Okay.
2 p.m.
Jumpsuit, I gotta say, bro, you've been giving some really good coverage of this case.
Absolutely,
I appreciate that, man.
A lot of the cases, bro.
Yeah, you're one of the faces on YouTube when it comes to this case, bro. And true crime in general.
I appreciate that, man. I meant to hit you up the other day. I was like, yo, we need to hear from Pino, because you know, I'm busting my ass to hear from somebody who's locked up in Florida prisons and he can only get out so often, but you done did all this time in Florida. We need to hear from you, you know? And so when you hit me up today, I was like, man, shit, you the guy to do it. So I definitely hop on you live.
And like we said, dog, it depends on Wade. It's on Wade. It's on how he's going to carry himself. And I'm leaning towards the side that he's going to carry himself with a killer's presence. I'm leaning toward that side. He spent 5 years.
That's just what that's what it turns you into when people don't realize, and it's you know, that's not a bad thing, but people don't realize it's a good thing if you don't realize, because that just means you've never been in that situation, which you don't want to be in. But people don't realize when you get told it's over with, man, you're either never going home or you're going to die right here. But either way, you're going to die right here. It's just how long is that going to be? Man, that does something. That will change the entire person you are, and even 5 years. Think about who you were 5 years ago, and everybody in the chat, think about who you were 5 years ago, and just what caused those changes. Now, if you're in this place and you got told this and this, and this is your future, it's gone. This is your new world. Do 5 years in there like that with that mentality. It will, even if you weren't built like that, it might make you built like that over them 5 years or whatever, when he goes in there, it might not, some people just aren't going to be, but he could be, like you said, 50-50, man. Well, you just got to see, man. You don't know.
He could be, dude. Listen, all 3 times I'm going to tell just about 3 bunkies that I've had quickly. All 3 times that I've been to South Florida Reception Center, all 3 times my bunkies had life sentences. Now, this was before the state of Florida put into it, because recently the state of Florida put into effect to where they bunk you with somebody who has the amount of time that you have.
Right.
However, my first time going to prison was in 2009. This was before they had all this. You know what I mean? So when I went to prison, this wasn't into effect. So the 3 times that I've been to South Florida, all 3 of my bunkies had life sentences. My first bunkie, my first time ever in prison, I'm going to tell you, his name was Reek. He was in there for shooting his girlfriend in the face by accident.
Damn.
By accident. He was a 19-year-old kid with a life sentence. 19 years old. He came home and he brought a gun into the house, and him and his old lady had their disagreements about a gun being in the house. She reached for the gun. He pulled it back. As she was reaching for the gun to take it out of the house because they were fighting about the gun, she reached for it. He pulled back, the trigger pulled, and shot her in the face and killed her. He had a life sentence. He was 19 years old. Situation. I watched this kid. I shit you not, within the first week he was my bunkmate, I watched him deck an officer right in the face because the officer was talking to him how he didn't want to be talked to. He had a life sentence. He told the officer before he decked him, stop messing with me. I am never going home. Stop messing with me. I'm never going home. The officer kept messing with him. He decked the officer. He left the compound. Second bunkie. My second bunkie had a fucking walker. He was a 6'8", 280-pound black dude with a walker. He got shot 19 times by the police. 19 times by the police and survived. He was trying to die. He told me he was trying to die.
Well,
I said, how did it happen? He said, I was trying to die. I was shooting at the police. I was trying to die. He ended up striking the police. Shots were fired back and forth. He got sentenced to life. My third bunkie was a 74-year-old man that had spent 40 years, the last 40 years of his life in Florida State Prison. You know what he was in there for? He ran somebody over in his 18-wheeler and kept going. He was drunk. He killed them.
Damn.
Killed the people on the road. Ran them over in his 18-wheeler, kept going. I think he was in his 20s or 30s, been in prison 40-something years. I met him when he was like 74 years old. I actually sold him his first bag of K2. He got high. He was on the rail tweaking. You ain't never seen it till you seen a 74-year-old man tweaking on the rail. But dude, it's all the and I'm saying this for, these are 3 different people that had life sentences and they reacted to their life sentences different ways. The guy, the guy with the walker, very docile, very calm, did not go out of his way to start problems. He knew this was his life. He laid down, he dealt with it. Reek, 18 years old, 19 years old, did not give a fuck, knew he was spending the rest of his life in prison. He didn't give a fuck if he had to take 10 people out. He would, you know what I mean? The old man accepted his fate. 74, right. Bro, he was 74. You know what he told me he was looking forward to? Getting put in a dorm with senior citizens. He was looking forward to going. That was the only thing in life he had to look forward to, was going to a dorm that was 65 and older. He was looking forward to that. He had spent the last 40 years of his life watching jitterbugs come in and out of prison, watching stabbings, being a part of bullshit. 40 years of his life.
And see, I think it, you can see the kind of the variable there is the age.
Yeah.
That they get locked up. And Wade was 25 when he got locked up for this. He's 30 now. But he 25, that's young. I mean, that's young for prison.
Yeah, you get 30 years at 25. You're getting out. And you're old, but you're getting out.
This is a guy who's getting his mouth all stitched, getting the face covered, and he cares about being perceived as a tough motherfucker, in there. And that's not a guy who wants to go to a senior dorm. He wants to get in there and
I have no doubt in my mind he's going to go in there and he's going to get his feet wet. He probably is going to get him a phone. You can expect in the near future, you can expect a viral Wade Wilson video, probably from a cell phone recorded inside.
There's going to be.
He's going to start his own TikTok or something.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, them headlines going to hit. Them headlines going to hit within a year. Something. Something. Somehow.
Spring Trap Crap said Deadpool. Note, Wade Wilson is not to be confused with Deadpool. Please, we do not disrespect a legend like Deadpool.
Imagine being that actor right now when someone with your exact name is going viral for this.
Ryan Reynolds.
Do you think he knows? Do you think the actor knows about this other Wade Wilson?
He's got somebody done told him
if
something.
If he's on YouTube, he's got to. Like if somebody's on YouTube at all.
If you're an actor, bro, obviously you're going and looking up your name on YouTube.
When he first dropped, he was called the Deadpool Killer.
Yeah. That's why he's got to, bro.
Someone's told him at the very least.
Yeah. Someone's mentioned it for sure.
100%. It's fucked up, man. Deadpool's the GOAT.
Well, they got, and I mean, they got others. They got Jelly Roll's wife. She done called him twice. They got them calls.
Bunny?
Yeah. They ain't dropped them yet. They coming though. They coming.
Hold on. They
coming.
You blew my mind with that. Hold on. So you're saying Jelly Roll's wife, aka Bunny, has calls with Wade Wilson?
Oh yeah, at least two. Listen, she had to make an apology video on TikTok. And them calls ain't even dropped yet. She was just talking about she gonna pull them strings to get Wade on her little. She runs a true crime podcast.
Yeah, that blows my mind because I'm a big
she was fan. Like, we need to hear his side of the story. So everybody
she just wants to go viral.
Everybody hit back like, man, if you want to give anybody a voice, you give them victims, families a voice. So she dropped the apology, but them calls have been made. They gonna drop. I don't know what's on them, but they're gonna drop. They out there.
I know I'm gonna be tuned in to Jumpsuit Pablo to see what's on them. I know you're gonna drop them. I know you're gonna drop them calls.
Hey, I'll be there in my long johns.
And honestly, if Bunny, if I can understand from so like, and this goes to like, I'm gonna use No Jumper for an example. They interviewed Pop Smoke's killer.
No Jumper.
Right. I saw that.
Right. So they interviewed Pop Smoke's killer, and they got a lot of heat for that, right? They got a lot of heat for interviewing Pop Smoke's killer. But Adams, and by no way am I taking Adams' side, but I'm just being realistic as a journalist, as somebody who's investigating and doing journalism and covering true crime. There is a possibility that Bunny called to get maybe a first person detail on what happened. So if that's what the call goes like, then I won't be too disappointed.
I think the tone of the call matters a lot. Like if he's like sucking up to him at all.
Apparently, from what I've heard, I hadn't heard the call at all, so I don't know. But I get inklings. Apparently, from what she says after talking to him, she says he's weird. He's a very weird guy. He's a weird man to talk to, especially when you don't know him. So
I can only imagine.
I don't know how that. I don't imagine that went in some big romantic, amazing way. But it was probably a little awkward, honestly. And there may not be nothing that's anything bad, but she did call him twice. I could be absolutely no issue. you know, but yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I'm just gonna say this because I like Jelly Roll. You know what I mean? I don't say that I'm a fan of too many people. You know, I support people, but I'm not a fan of too many people.
You're definitely a Jelly Roll fan. Though.
I am definitely a Jelly Roll fan, bro. I've watched Jelly Roll from, you know, in the early 2000s to where he's at now. And that's what has made me a Jelly. I've watched Jelly Roll grow from your neighborhood drug dealer to getting awards on the country music, you know what I mean? Like I've watched him transform. So I am definitely a Jelly Roll fan, and I will be upset if that call is not. And I can't be upset with Jelly Roll, but I will be upset with Bunny for the fact that you know, the only thing that call shouldn't even have been made, first off. But the only thing that should be discussed about on that call is, why did you do it? Give us some closure for the victims. You know what I mean? Why? Right. Because, dude, this lady was walking to fucking work, bro. Dog, let me explain the world we live in. For you to get up in the morning or in the afternoon or whatever time your fucking shift is and to walk to work.
And the way it sounds, it doesn't sound like she was just going around the corner. It sounds like she was walking like...
That is ambition. That is survival mode. That is a woman trying to take care of her life and whoever is in her life.
And I think what's so scary is, and why it's got so many women, like, that's what your average woman fears if they got to walk to work at night or at a bad time. Like, even though you think, I fear this, but it's not going to happen. It's not actually going to happen.
He made that fear a reality.
This man pulled up and murdered her. It actually happened. That's scary.
He turned that fear into a reality for a lot of women.
Yeah.
I think he probably, like Pino said before, though, I think he probably pulled her into the car or something.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing, like, even like the early pictures of him, you kind of see it in his eyes. He looks a little bit crazy before all the tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like someone just pulls up to you on the side of the highway and you
get I can't help but keep feeling bad for this lady, dude, because like, dog, there's people out there, bro, that don't even fucking work, bro, that don't even have the ambition to get up and go to fucking work. This lady got up and walked to work. Lord knows how many times, and she was a waitress. One of the hardest jobs.
Like crazy money.
She is standing on her feet all day. She is standing on her feet. She's walking to work for Lord knows how far and standing on her feet all day. I feel bad, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up.
And for nothing. And he even got pressed on the calls. He's like, "Why'd you do it, son? Why'd you do it?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "I don't know that." He's like, "I was on the drugs." And he said, "What?" His dad said, he said, "What do you got against women?" He said, "Why do you hate women? What do you got against women?" He pressed his ass. And Wade said, "I don't know." And his dad told him, he told him straight. He said, "Well, you need to figure it out." He said, I know I do.
I think it's
he got something wrong with him, man.
I think it is. I think it's a trauma thing. I think the drugs just kicked it into effect. Yep. They just speed boosted it into effect, and drugs can have that effect, bro. They can bring your trauma to life.
Yeah, if you've got trauma or mental illness, you want to stay away from the hard drugs.
100%. Drugs take you out of your right state of mind and put you into a state of mind where you would never be if you were sober. You know what I mean? And I 100% believe it was trauma. I 100% believe that, he probably has mommy issues. He was raised by his dad at a young age. He has mommy issues.
Well,
he probably hates women
too. Like, I think they put him up for adoption when he was.
Bro, there are people that grow up that way and they dislike women. They dislike women and vice versa. There's women that hate men. Vice versa. They from some type of trauma in their life. And I 100% believe Wade has trauma in his life. I 100% believe there's stuff that we haven't heard from his dad or from his family.
When you hear this guy collectively, y'all see my content. I mean, I've heard every call there is at this point from him, probably over 20, and to all different type of people, and multiple ones to the same people, and the constant there amongst all of them. All he cares about, if it's not just your normal inmate needing jailhouse, canteen money, phone money, he wants to know, am I on the news? What news?
So he's an attention whore.
Oh, they were talking about me. Who was talking about me? They want to interview. Who wants to interview? Oh yeah, did they want to? You know, like that's all he cares about. Is that the fact that he's on the news, he's getting covered? Yeah, that's all he cares about.
That's why he's getting the face tattoos. He just wants the attention. Like,
and then he shows up to court trying to be all silent and mysterious and all, you know. And that's why I'm like, man, these videos are good, you know, because they got all these TikTok people making these edits. You know how they do edits with the music and the filters, and they making them look all sexy and mysterious and quiet. And then we put these calls out, and he's begging for money, man. He's begging. He sounds like a little boy, and we're breaking that illusion over there, you know, like and showing he don't care about none of that. He did it, and all y'all Wade wives, what they call themselves, the Wade wives.
That's like, where do you have to be in life?
They're the Wade wives, and they say that he's innocent.
Oh, the Wade wives.
Got this man confessing and laughing about it, like, you know, and so it's like, okay, here's all this. And I've had people actually email me and say, you know what, you know, please don't put me out there. I'm a little ashamed to admit, but I was one of those girls that was like, oh, he's such a dreamboat. There's no way he could have done it. But then after listening to these calls on your channel, I changed my mind.
Well, yo, Pino, if you want, play the beginning of the video I sent you from Jumpsuit. Like in the first minute, you pretty much hear he's guilty.
Let me pull it up real quick. Give me 1 second.
The Wade Wilson thing, it's like a whole saga, bro. Like, there's a lot of these like people who have similar things and do something crazy, but I think he tops the list for having just like the most stuff go on. Like people bringing in drugs, the phone, like everything. There's nowhere he hasn't hit yet.
Well, listen, and you know what? That's not what a guy who ain't been found. And he did these things before he got found guilty. That's not what you do when you fight in a case that you know you might win.
Yeah, the face.
You know, like you know you're
not doing all those face tattoos.
Yeah, you know it's over with.
Let's do it. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up right now. Give me 1 second. Apologize for the delay. Share the screen.
The tattoo I find funny is the stitches around the mouth, because I went and looked. It's the exact same as the rapper Stitches. So you know he was listening to.
Oh, dude, I made a joke
in the day.
Let's get it right here. That's his father.
Yeah.
Father Wade.
And over here with a fucking car 100 times, you know?
In a crazy phone call, that's the only way I can describe it, Wade Wilson has confessed to his father about what he did to those two women. They go in depth on what happened there, how he did it, why he did it, why he feels the way he feels towards women. His father asks, what's wrong with you? They talk about some of the women involved in his life, such as Kelly and Mila, and a lot more. So prepare yourself. I have some of the most interesting portions of this conversation right here in this video that I'm about to play for you now, but credit where credit's due. Phone calls from prison, the YouTube channel, got their hands on this full call uninterrupted. So make sure after this video, you go check them out, subscribe to them, because trust me, this isn't the only call they have, and more are on the way. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you subscribe to both channels.
Hey, Dad.
What's up, boy?
Hey, I just wanted to call you so you know that this is the number. They were just, this is the only time they give me the phone. I'm still in the suicide watch, though.
Did they come talk to you last night?
They did, and apparently they had already got the body at like 1 o'clock. They just wanted to come talk to me so they, so they could fucking.
He's so nonchalant about it; it's crazy.
Yeah. And when I walked out of visitation, my wife, she was in the truck, and she found that she had gotten an alert of a news story. They said they had found her at like 1:30, and they didn't announce it, I guess, until 6 o'clock or whatever. But they still haven't come out and identified her.
Oh, really? They haven't?
They said no. They said that they couldn't identify her. They needed the medical examiner to do it.
You're kidding me? Holy shit!
Nope.
Yeah.
Was it that bad, son?
It was that bad, Dad. I mean, I ran over her with a fucking car 100 times, I mean,
100
That's
times.
what I told you. Hey, that's exactly what I told you said,
100 times.
Like, it's to the point he has no idea how many times. He was just like going back and
forth.
Like, that's insane.
Like he don't even know. He's just like 100 times, like, you know.
Well, I mean, the fact that it was in a parking lot and he just put some debris over, and like it took days for them to find it, like
right,
like that means it must have been bad.
Right. Not only to find it, they couldn't identify it positively.
Yeah.
You know,
that means
there's another.
They probably went by dental records.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably checked missing persons, waited
he
till they
just
had someone.
You know, this call, probably the next two calls. I don't even remember who he called in those next two, but like he just reiterates it. He goes into every single detail and just confesses absolutely everything. And then at some point, somebody done got in his ear, and after that, he's like, "Oh, he will not talk about the case," and talks about, "Oh, I never confessed. I never admitted to anything."
Guess with his lawyer, who probably said, "Shut
right."
the fuck up.
It's either
like,
his lawyer, some old school somebody, you know, because all of a sudden he switches up. But like, you done already did that, you know.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's the part.
He has no sympathy in his voice either.
None. Right, like that's the crazy
part. It wasn't
like,
bad until that happened, and then it got bad.
But hey, y'all, I gotta get off here real quick, man.
For sure, it's been real having you on. I appreciate you staying on. It's been 2 hours. I couldn't expect you to stay on no longer, bro.
Yeah, you good? Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I fuck with y'all, man.
For sure.
It was a good show, bro.
If y'all don't know where to find Jumpsuit Pablo, you know, if you're not new to this, if you don't know about his channel, you're not hip to it, just type in Jumpsuit Pablo, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. He posts everywhere. He keeps updates on the Wade Wilson case. You're going to find the most recent updates coming from his channel. Right. And when I say he's definitely the face of this case on YouTube, definitely one of the faces of this.
You got like 20 hours of content. Like maybe 30, bro. I was looking
it's all there. You'll get caught up over there.
100%. I appreciate you coming on, and we could do something in the future.
Appreciate y'all.
We'll leave the audience to decide what we should do in the future. Stay blessed and have a great night, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all too, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.